Also, you see this? You see there's like a really big mature tree sticking out of this rectangle? These are everywhere in New York City. So when people are like, it's only concrete, it's this and like patches of grass in between everything, everywhere. Look, and on the zoom out, you'll see how much greenery there is. This is Brooklyn. See that? You see that? It's so fucking green. I people who have like never been to New York City or have only been to Midtown, they'll always be like, oh, I would never want to be there because they're like, there's no nature. And I'm like, these aren't even the parks. They're like beautiful, great parks. But like also in between everything, there's a fuck ton of greenery. Like everywhere. Obviously there will be less when you're in, that's Manhattan. But like, look, if you look in Brooklyn, it's just treetops everywhere, dude. Everywhere. You're always walking in shade and, you know, all that. Isn't that so nice? I got the SpongeBob pineapple. Central Park is 843 acres. Yeah. Oh, dude, I'll have friends visit and they'll be like, I always wanted to go to Central Park. I want to walk in Central Park. And I'm like, okay, where in Central Park do you want to go? And they're like, I just want to go to the park. And I'm like, you don't understand. It's like a conglomerate of 1,000 parks, and there's an entire lake in the middle with boats, and like it's like it's you gotta tell me what you want to do there. Like it's fucking huge, and they'll be like, let's just walk the length of it. And I'm like, you walk that much? Are you sure? You know, and then by the time they're done walking it, they're like dying. They're dying, dude. It's huge. Here, let me see if I can find a. Yeah, Central Park walking tour. This place is fucking massive. It's only 2.5 miles. Yeah, well, don't underestimate my friends that live in the Midwest and drive everywhere. They have a hard time. Because they'll want to walk the length of it, but then they'll also want to go walk to food, and then I get them on the train. They don't want to, they're trying to not Uber everywhere. They're like, oh, I want to take the trains. And I'm like, you're by the end of the day, you're going to be cooked. They're always cooked. But yeah, this is like you walk in the edge and it just what you see him walking through here, there's just miles of this. Miles. They have a lot of water and everything. There's a lot of wildlife. I used to always grab seed and feed the ducks. You see a lot of people like on the right going and throwing food at them. Or not even, this guy's trying to like this guy's trying to fish, he has a fishing rod. They're so well fed. Central Park looks peak comfy. It's really nice. I like a lot of the small parks too. There's a lot of these huge boulders, these huge rocks all around, and my favorite is just sit on them. Just sit on them and observe, look around. They also have, so they have all these areas where they're green and you can sit on them and bring a blanket, do whatever. There are also green areas in a lot of the parks that are fenced off. They have a low fence and you're not allowed to go in, so it remains as wild as possible and as untouched as possible for like, you know, whatever animals or you know, whatever. And it's actually really nice because you do see like a fuck ton of animals hanging out. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. But it's nice because you go in here and a lot of the buildings are not tall enough to peek out overhead. So because a lot of the park in some spots is recessed like this, you don't feel like you're in the city because you can't see the city. There's a lot of it that you just can't see because of all the green right around you. So it's really nice. So you get that feeling of like, I'm not in New York City right now. And you know, it's like good for the brain, I feel. Central Park was very pretty in the snow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like New York City Christmas time, you know? There's a lot of like Christmas displays, all these little things you can do. You still hear the thrum of traffic, can't you? No. Not really. The only thing you'll hear is if someone blares their horn, you might hear it. But like the cars driving in general, the sound kind of gets blocked by the greenery. You really don't hear it. See, and then like this side, you can see the buildings, right? You can see it on this side because they're very close to it. But the further you get from it, we're not going to see it. This building right here has some of the most expensive fucking condos. It's like an old-timey rentable building. Oh my god.